It's one of the most talked about items you'll see on the ballot this November, Amendment 2. This afternoon, Governor Beshear speaking with education leaders in Lexington to oppose the amendment, which would allow the General Assembly to provide financial support to students outside of public schools. Meanwhile, Senator Rand Paul calling the Amendment 2 a modern-day civil rights issue as it continues to draw traction as we get closer and closer to Election Day.
I am here today to ask all of the voters in Kentucky to vote against Amendment 2.
With just 3 weeks remaining until Election Day, Governor Beshear joining education leaders at Consolidated Baptist Church in Lexington to oppose Amendment 2.
It is very simple. Amendment 2 would allow Frankfort politicians to take taxpayer money away from public schools and send it to unaccountable private schools. Let me tell you, the people of Kentucky do not want that. And when they are educated on what this amendment will actually do, they will vote against it as many times as you'll let them.
And while Beshear says school districts will be defunded through Amendment 2, Republican Senator Rand Paul calls the amendment a modern-day civil rights issue and says it must be passed, even hitting the airwaves with campaign ads.
That's why we support Amendment 2 for educational freedom.
In states with school choice, not only have math and reading scores improved, but teachers' salaries have increased as well.
Governor Beshear firing back to those claims.
But again, that fails math and subtraction, because if our public schools have a certain amount right now, which isn't enough for the teacher raises that we tried to mandate, and you take some of that money away, you have less. And we will see fewer raises, and it'll be that much harder on the schools.
Beshear calling Amendment 2 another attempt from the Republican-led supermajority to push their agenda through.
What was it, about 3 sessions ago, that they tried to pass the charter school bill and the charter school funding? But they were told that the Constitution prevents them from doing so. Then they come back and attempted to pass a tax credit that could go to private schools, but they were told the Constitution didn't allow them to do it. So what are they trying to do now? They're trying to change the Constitution. And it doesn't take much to figure out why. It's so that they can pass those bills, defund public education, and send those dollars to private schools. These are things that we all know.
Well, if you'd like to learn more about Amendment 2, you can click on this story on our website, WTVQ.com.